Okay, recording this video Wednesday 28th of March 2012. Well, what an exciting day's trading today, which makes a difference from yesterday. It was incredibly boring. We closed on the button, 1400, 1.5 million contracts traded. Huge sell-off, but we've recovered about 8 points of that today. But with today's activity, we've now printed pullback to end of trend on the 135-minute chart. Kind of been looking for this, kind of just rolling through the sequences. You know, on the 45-minute chart, we had a dirty end of trend on the left kind of shoulder of this move, and now we've made pullback to end of trend. The pullback was maybe a little bit late. Would have been nice if it printed here, but pullback to end of trend on the 135-minute chart. And with Monday's activity, where we had kind of real kind of blow-off activity, I think we're seeing a topping out pattern. So next move should be in the direction of the pullback support level on the daily chart. If you look at just the daily chart here, so we've been in this strong uptrend since mid-December here, but now we finally had over the last week and a half this kind of exhaustion buying activity. We had test back up, we had Rambo patterns, you can see with yesterday's activity, very low volume, and a first bearish divergence pattern up here. So we've done enough kind of testing and exhaustion patterns to start seeing some weakness into this market, and it's the first time we've seen anything like that since this kind of bottoming activity into July, I beg your pardon, August, September, October, which kind of set this move off. So I think it'll be kind of interesting times rather than this kind of boring low range kind of continual up move. I think we're going to get kind of more chop up here. So just looking for that kind of going forward. Now today's activity, the sell-off that we had was really pretty extreme into the 1390s, and this is on the 4500 tip bar chart. So Monday's activity, we had this extreme kind of blow-off activity move that took off Friday, Sunday evening, continued Sunday evening to Mondays, and we had this, all these blue professional bars kind of exhaustion buying up here, and then overnight, Monday night, we had kind of bearish divergence, and this move kind of set off to the downside. We've now seen with today's activity this exhaustion selling on the downside at 1390 down here with a pullback to a dirty end of trend, if you like, here, or an overshoot of this pullback to end of trend level here. On the downside now we've kind of corrected with pullback to end of trend with that exhaustion selling. So we've kind of mirrored that amount of buying and selling at the top and the bottom here, testing down with hammered down bars, and that's what caused our rally. But I don't think this is over. I think it's just kind of setting off, showing the weakness in this move. If we go up to the 40,500 tip bar chart, so this was the blow-off activity on Monday. You can see the readings on better momentum were really pretty extreme. And I keep on talking about trend moves on lower time frames are equivalent to cycle moves on higher time frames. So the low time frame, equivalent to the 40,500, is the 4,500, where we've got this pullback to end of trend sequence here and pullback to end of trend. So trend moves, topping this move up, bottoming this move here, are equivalent to cycle moves here, so those end of trend kind of coming in the top and bottom here. Anyway, so even with the sell-off that we had today, and you can see blue professional bars kind of came in here at 1392s down at the bottom, the amount of selling that we had was not that extreme compared to the blow-off activity that we had here. So still think we've got a little bit of a ways to go on the downside. And if you look at the 13,500 tip bar chart, we're now below support here, kind of heading up to make pullback in a downtrend here. So, and we've not had that exhaustion kind of selling on the downside. So I'd be looking for that, 1410. Between here and 1410, some kind of resistance kind of coming in, and then we kind of keep on going down. So just wait and see. I don't think tomorrow is not going to be a straight shot back up testing 1420. I think we've got to see some profit taking or some re-entries kind of to go short in that kind of area. In terms of day trading today, what's new, I took profits way too early at 1450 for 4 on the way down, and of course then the thing just collapsed. So I had a long trade at 5 1/4 that I exited when we broke the low of this blue professional bar. Just wasn't working out, and followed it down and just got out after all these blue professional bars kind of set in here at close to that pro signal exit, thinking, oh, that was lucky, and then of course the support level kind of gave way, and we just kept on going down. And then the test back down was into a Rambo pattern, flush pattern, kind of down here at the lows, and we bounced from there. On the 4500 tip bar chart, you know, it was a really nice kind of pullback to end of trend sequence here. So you know, and the whole pattern of kind of left shoulders being marked by end of trend on the 500 tip bar chart, then going down to the 1500 tip bar chart for pullback to end of trend, and then finally pullback to end of trend on the 4500 tip bar chart, kind of printed that low. I should have probably re-entered short to try and pick up another couple of points on this kind of move down here, but I was actually back in my bed. Anyway, exciting days. I'll tag on that short trade, but you know, there was another, who knows, 5+ points in it if I just had the nerve to kind of hold for that kind of collapse. Hope someone out there using the better indicators got more than I did. So I hope you traded well. Looking forward to tomorrow.
Just going to short 450. Short 450. Just checking the stops and targets. Reason for getting short, blue professional bar here. Initially kind of bounced above it, but then we kind of came back down. We've got bullish and bearish divergence signals right on the 0 line here, just waiting for a kind of a trend break. We've been testing the highs and lows here, and yeah, we're coming really close to the previous low here on the 1500 tip bar chart. This kind of initially held bullish divergence, but yeah, it's coming down into a little bit of a wedge pattern. Kind of here testing these lows. A couple of minutes later we got the break below 4, kind of kept on going. It's blue professional bar breaking the lows here, so we're in a downtrend on the 500 tip bar chart. That was falling through the ice. Now we've got a little bit of support kind of coming in here with flush patterns, but you know, we're in a downtrend. Could have made a better entry, but I was just unsure of the trend direction, so we're kind of keeping going. So, just looking for an exhaustion signals, minus 9,000 on better momentum on 1500 tip bar chart. Target's at 1450, so let's see if we get that. Minutes later, pullback and a downtrend's gone off on the 500 tip bar chart. Came into a flush pattern here on 15, but you know, not enough support. There's no blue professional bars down here at 4500 tip bar chart, so it's kind of 2 levels pretty important. Kind of break through there, we'll kind of go for a little bit more of a rush. Here we go. Where's this going? Don't know. It's like pull back to dirty end of trend, then we got kind of this complex correction type stuff, but we're breaking the lows of this 1500 tip bar chart, so it could be into, you know, a serious downtrend on 15. We've got exhaustion selling, kind of setting the move off, then we bounce just like yesterday, and then kind of coming back down. So I think we've got to see an exhaustion selling signal on 1500 tip bar chart, pro signal exit. Anyway, so this could be pullback to end of trend, but let's see. A couple of minutes later, pullback to end of trend's gone off here. Just, you know, had a little bit of strength kind of coming, but we've not seen exhaustion selling on the downside. All of these flush patterns, you know, come in as a result of this exhaustion kind of selling down here. So we've had nothing, you know, really on the shoulders to really kind of be conclusive. So I still think we're kind of going to break down 1500 tip bar chart again. You know, if it's a complex correction, possibly here. But, you know, again, the last time we had exhaustion selling was here. So if we get through 2s, go for another run. Here we go. Ooh, 150 is nice. Okay, so let's think about this. Target's at 1450. We got within quarter point target. Let's come back up to 1402. Blue professional bars kind of came in here. It's not exhaustion selling on better momentum yet. Just hoping that, you know, resistance kind of comes in. We kind of head back down. That exhaustion selling, but we've got to see a bullish divergence before the end of this. But just conscious it's second cyclical turn after end of trend. But let's see. We're below support on 15. There's nothing on the highest time frames to kind of catch us. We've got cyclical support on the 40,500, but that's a ways off. So, okay, well, we had a heck of a spike up to 1403. Exhaustion buying came in, blue professional bar, coming down through the lows of that. Yeah, this thing's not going to be over until we see a bullish divergence pattern. So we're back down in 1401s. So we just need to break that low and just get taken out. And we've got this cyclical energy kind of starting to come my way, 1500 tip bar chart. Still no blue professional bars kind of down here, so let's go. Okay, we just had a rainbow pattern, blue professional bars and bearish divergence just come in here. We've got support 1401, 500 tip bar chart. Energy's kind of swinging over on the 1500 tip bar chart. Let's just see if we get a final little breakdown. Still not seeing that bullish divergence pattern on the 500 at the lows, so just hoping for that. Okay, a couple of minutes later we just tested up to 1403, but flush pattern came in, rainbow pattern, blue professional bar breaking the lows. That's cyclical resistance on the 1500 tip bar chart, so let's see if we can just push down through to target 1450 here. Got this kind of swing of this energy on the way down again, so and again yet to see that kind of first bullish divergence on 500 tip bar chart, though we had exhaustion here, so let's hope that was just a little bit of a correction. We'll come back down. Support's just gone off on the 500 tip bar chart, blue professional bars just coming out at 1401. One on the 1500 tip bar chart too, we've got just a fraction to play out for cyclical support on 15, so we're so close to that low. I don't see why we shouldn't kind of push through it just here. So let's see on the flip side, last signals we had were exhaustion buying, first divergence, flush pattern. So, we could easily kind of just go through that, go for another run. So that's what I'm hoping for. So, 1454. Excellent. And didn't get touched the first time on that rainbow pattern, but we're just kind of continuing through. Happy to be out. So for that's 3 1/4 after 2 trades and 10:35 AM. Eventually got there, so good. Okay, well about 10 minutes later we just went into free fall through 1400 down at 95s. Just absolute chaos here. Pro signal exit kind of went off, but then we just kept on going, broke through support, 1500 tip bar chart, bang bang, really extreme selling kind of down here. 40,500 tip bar chart is kind of cyclical support kind of due, but we've got to make pullback to under trend on the 45. Just massive sell-off here. It's good, the top was marked up at 1420s with this kind of blow-off move a couple of days ago. And now we've got kind of a blow-off move on the downside here, so it'll take some while to form a bottom, but certainly another 5 points in it, which too bad.